I know in the vlog that I put up on Tuesday, I was really just going into a little more detail on how I stay productive throughout the day. It kind of got me thinking and wanting to talk about it a little bit more, and not so much about being productive, but just sort of this hustler mindset that I feel like so many of us have. And while I don't think it's at all wrong to want to be your own boss and to make your own schedule and to do the things that you really want to do and that you love, but I think it's very easy to fall into a sort of negative way of doing things, almost sort of these like negative traps that come with constantly working and constantly trying to create, whether it's content or create a new business, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. It's hard work, and it's truly non-stop. I heard the other day, and I'm not going to remember exactly the year, but I believe it was that young people today have the same anxiety levels as mental patients in the 1950s, which is wild. I mean, like, when I first heard that, I was like, no, there's no way. But then you sit there and you really think about it, and honestly, sadly, it kind of made sense. To put it simply, our lives can be stressful, and I feel like that's putting it mildly. I am not here to stress anybody else. So the main point and the main reason I wanted to talk today about the negative side of constantly working and constantly trying to be on, I am trying to just remind all of you, and also very much myself, to be a little bit easier on ourselves. Specifically, and again, talking about the last vlog that I put up, like what I was talking about with my productive day, I need to remind myself that this is just a phase. This part of my life where I am constantly working and I am constantly feel like I'm on. And truly, even when I'm sitting down at the end of the day, I'm still going. I'm still thinking about something I could be doing, or just trying to come up with new ideas. It feels like a 24-hour, you know, barring sleep, hopefully, but it feels constant, and that in and of itself can be super overwhelming. I am trying to remember that, you know, speaking about these phases and stuff, life really does flow in waves, and I'm trying to remind myself that this phase is not forever. So if you are like me and you feel like you are just constantly going and going and going, just remember that this really is just a phase right now. You know, we are putting in this work for a reason, and to try and set ourselves up for a better future. Personally, for myself, I don't want to be hustling the rest of my life. I'm trying to work so hard right now so that I don't have to when I'm getting older. I mean, I love relaxing. I'm not that great at it anymore, but ideally, like, I really do want my life to be at a slower pace than it is right now. I really want to just travel and see my family and see my friends more. That can be a really hard thing to do when you're having to go all the time, you know. And when I'm posting these vlogs, these productivity vlogs and these routines and things that do help me, I am in no way trying to make anyone feel like they need to be this way. You know, if that doesn't work for you, or if you just are already in a place in your life where you do have the capability to take things a little bit slower, please know that that's what I'm working towards. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about this, and she and I are really in a similar boat. We both have this top goal, right? We both have something we really want to accomplish, to take over being our full-time career. We were just really saying that we can't wait for the day that we don't have to work these necessary jobs, and we're truly putting in some hard work to do this. I mean, she's a close friend of mine, so of course I see it firsthand, but also with myself and with other friends of mine. Like, we're all hustling so hard all the time. It's hard work to get to the career you want, and I'm not saying that I shouldn't be able to work for it, or that nobody should be working hard for it. I need to put in the work right now. I just don't want it to become something that is toxic in my life. Like, on one hand, I'm super proud of myself. I've been very disciplined in the work I'm doing with my schedule, but But on the other hand, it's also really hard feeling like you're missing out on moments and special times with the people that you love. And I know that I'm not doing anything maliciously. I ultimately know that I'm trying to just set myself up for success and set myself up to be able to create a life where I don't have to continually have this schedule. I know that I've said this before, but I just want this channel to be an open, honest, safe space. I want to talk about things that are real and that are really happening in my life. Hello, the dump truck. I'm just trying to be as honest and as open as possible. I just think that's what we need more of. I think we need more of that, period, in the world, but I think we also 1000% need more honesty in social media, you know, whatever platform that looks like. So while it is important to keep your head down, hustle, put in the work, and work hard for you, work hard to set yourself up, I want to just remind everybody and myself, we need to look up and we need to enjoy the journey, because hopefully one day we're going to look back at this time and just laugh and be like, oh, remember what I used to do? Remember all the schedules I had and all the calendars I had to keep? So again, just to piggyback off of the productive day and being productive and staying productive and having a full schedule and how you manage your time. And I am also just wanting, this is why I wanted to make this vlog. I just want to remind again myself and everybody, we need to take a breath. And it's so simple to get caught up in this mindset and reality. I feel like so many people around us, we feel like we need to be hustling all the time. We feel like if we don't have this hectic schedule, then somehow we're doing something wrong. And that's just not the case. Like, there's no reason that we all need to be so hard on ourselves. There's no reason for me to be so hard on myself for not being the best at everything. Like, it's okay to admit that sometimes it's just too much and you need a minute and you need to prioritize your mental health. I think it really is such just a reality, a way of life, that we feel the need to constantly be going or constantly working towards some goal. And it's really popular, oh, my battery's dying. It's really popular to talk about how busy you are. And while I completely obviously understand that, because I think we are truly busy, I think we need to highlight the need to also relax and to also take a breath and to really just prioritize yourself and your mental health and slowing down. Okay, sorry, I had to switch my battery. So if the camera has moved at all, I apologize. I feel like it was a little more zoomed out. All right. We're going with it. The overarching point of the whole thing is to just, again, remind myself and maybe someone out there to just be a little bit kinder to yourself. And if you're watching someone's reel or TikTok or YouTube, whatever, and it's making you feel like you're not doing enough, please don't feel like that. The main point I'm trying to make with those types of vlogs is really just me trying to set my life up for something that I want it to look like and for a career that I truly want to have. We are in this culture that really makes us feel like if we are not hustling, and it feels like if we're not doing 5 things at once, then somehow we're doing something wrong. Like somehow that means we're messing up or that we're not doing enough. And like, that's just simply not the case. I mean, if you're doing 5 things and that's stuff that you love and that's what works for you, then that's amazing. But if you can only do 1 thing, that's perfectly fine. Something I was thinking of before I made this is, you know, I can't not have the schedule I have right now unless I give something up to have more time. I have a couple of things that I'm doing now that I don't really want to be doing as much as I wanted to before. And it does get to feel really overwhelming when I don't have the time to feel like I can make a difference in changing that. That's when it gets really overwhelming. I was trying to think of ways to kind of start to make steps to change that, and I did it this morning. Typically this morning I would go to Pilates in the morning and then come home, walk Ziggy, you know the drill. I just did a whole vlog about it. I knew my schedule for the day. I knew what I needed to get done. I wanted to film this, and because of these sort of different add-ons and things that I'm not going to speak about on camera, you know, because I needed more time for a couple of other things that I really wanted to do, I made the decision to skip going to Pilates this morning. I just had to make a choice, and I decided that the hour that I'm in Pilates, I could be dedicating to something else. And that's what I did. So I woke up at the same time I would have to go to Pilates and did my little routine, and then started doing the other work that I normally would not have had time for. But sometimes you do have to make time and you do have to sacrifice different things. I still thankfully was able to take Ziggy on a walk, but that's just an example. Like this morning, Pilates had to give. You have to make those choices sometimes. If I want to make some kind of difference and potentially set myself up for success in the future or even the near future, sometimes those are the choices we have to make. If this resonates with you in any way, I would maybe recommend just deciding to take the 30 minutes or an hour, that whatever you feel like, just maybe even just for the day, that you can kind of give on, and you can sacrifice that time to hopefully better something else. Maybe try to do that. Just small steps. That's all we're saying. Small steps. Guys, we can only do our best, and sometimes our best might not meet others' expectations. It might not meet societal expectations, but that's okay. It's okay to go at your own pace. It's okay to carve your own path. It's okay to make a schedule that you understand. Nobody else has to understand it. If you get it and you know what you're working towards, that's it. Just keep moving forward at your pace, and to just remind yourself, this is a phase. This is a wave in life. This is not going to last forever. And hopefully we're setting ourselves up for a better future. Just don't let doubt, don't let sleep deprivation, don't let our culture around us now, the culture within social media, society, don't let anything or anyone try to tell you that you're doing something wrong. You know better than anyone what you want, and you know better than anyone how you're going to be able to get there. And if you don't know maybe the steps to take or where to start, I mean, we've all been there, then maybe take that half an hour or however long you can and start to look into that and start to really just try and prepare yourself for that. I mean, you'll find where to start. You'll figure it out. I know that. I just love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for consistently tuning in and listening to me rant about some random shit. This platform specifically has truly been such a positive outlet for me in my life. It is truly my sincerest hope, especially these kind of vlogs where it's really just me chatting. I really hope this reaches whoever needs to hear it. I'm hoping that it finds you, and I'm hoping that you remember that you're not alone in this. All right, thank you guys again so much. I hope everybody has a beautiful day, and I will see you right here next week.